you wake Zach? June 30th, 2026, and this is our 3 o'clock work session. Please join me by standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hope everybody's doing well today. As most of you all know, this is our last day of the fiscal year. That's why we're having a court meeting today, and that's why we're having it at 3 o'clock, so we can get the rest of the work finished today. So I'm going to go ahead and invite my good friend, Mr. Reverend Whitlock. Reverend Whitlock, come on forward and give us a blessing, please.
May we pray. Dear Heavenly Father, which art in heaven, Lord, I thank you for allowing us to come together on this another day that you have made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Lord, we thank you in particular for those gathered here today that you have selected to represent the people of this fiscal court. Heavenly Father, I pray that you will give them clarity of mind, patience, and wisdom to execute their specific duties as they continue on this year. We thank you, Lord, for the public service to this county. Heavenly Father, I pray that you continue to guide this fiscal court as they work to move Franklin County forward. Lord, we all come this evening asking to direct our path in all that we do. Help us, O Lord, to be obedient to your word when you told us to lean not on our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge you so that we will direct our path. Heavenly Father, I pray right now that you allow all out your Holy Spirit to fall afresh upon our county judge, executive, Mueller, and the entire fiscal court body. Dear Lord, help them to find common ground that is in best interest of the citizens on these issues they are charged to handle. Lord, as they do your will, I pray that you bind them together in peace and in harmony. Most of all, Heavenly Father, help this fiscal court to forget those things which are behind and reach forth into those things which are before, and press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. In this way, Lord, you will keep us faithful and dedicated to your purpose, so we may continue on the straight and narrow path which leads to eternal life with our Savior and you, O Lord, Father in heaven. Forgive us of our sins. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Reverend Whitlock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty, next in our work session is public comments. Do we have any public comments with us tonight? Come on forward and know that you will have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
How are you doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Thanks
Great.
for being with us. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Melanie Van Houten, and I'm the director and chief curator of Josephine Sculpture Park right here in Franklin County. And we are on the agenda tonight to sign the second year of our MOU together. And so I just wanted to thank you all for the partnership and for allowing me to come and present all the great things we've been working on. I was here in March to kind of give you a report on that. Tonight, I just wanted to talk real briefly about just kind of some bullet points of the things that we've been working on. So I've been attending the Parks Committee meetings as part of this partnership, which I think has been wonderful. Hopefully for you all as well as for me. It just gives us insight into what we're doing and ways that we can partner in the future. So that's been really great. Judge Mueller and I have met several times, talking about different potential public art projects around the county, specifically at the new park, which has been really good, and I think we're on a good track for some really exciting projects out there. I've met with Belinda to discuss possible grant opportunities, and out of that meeting, we thought what would be even better is if she and our grant writer meet quarterly to talk about any possible areas where there might be ways to leverage this partnership on the county's behalf. So they've started doing that. They've met a few times, so I think that will be good. Let's see, the county road department, I want to give them a shout out because they did do some repair work on our driveway and it looks amazing. And I don't think it took them much to do it, but man, it made a huge impact and a big difference. So they were wonderful. And of course, the snow came this year. This was the first time we've ever had help cleaning the driveway, which made a really big impact. A lot of times we would almost have to be closed unless you had a four-wheel drive vehicle to get up that driveway. Part of that was because of how bad the driveway was. It made it really difficult to clear it. So I think, again, without a lot of time on their part, they were able to make a big difference and get the park back open really within a couple days. So that was awesome. I just want to say thank you to them because I know they work real hard and they've been wonderful with us. So I think that is about everything. I just wanted to give a quick little update on all of that, and if you all have any questions about the MOU that's before you, it's essentially the same as it was last year, so I'm here if you have any questions. Is it time for questions? Is that allowed in public comment? Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Melanie on the MOU? She's jumping right into it. Public comment. She want to go.
I don't
everybody here
know.
waiting
I don't know.
here.
This is,
She said,
yeah,
butting
I'm not in your
line."
place. You just tell me what you need. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to hang out for a couple things till we
Yeah,
get down to
sure.
agenda
Yeah,
item?
yeah. I'm
something
here.
might come up by then.
Yeah,
Then we should
I'm
be
here.
good.
Great.
Alrighty.
Thank you all.
Thank
Yep.
you, Melanie. Alrighty, before I call the road department superintendent up, I want to announce Michelle Schwartz. Go ahead and stand up, Michelle. Told her I wouldn't make her say anything. So she is our new team member that works with Summer in the occupational tax. If you all remember, we created that position. And Michelle, thank you for being with us, and hopefully you see how all this works tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Alrighty, next, Mr. Mike Dees.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, pretty
Man, you're
good.
getting used to it now. Look
Yeah,
at you
no.
warming up.
I'm just trying to go.
I think you might look forward to these meetings to get up and talk.
No,
No?
no. Something that we did the past couple of weeks that I was kind of proud of is, as you can see on these pictures, we replaced the bridges at the new park. That
Yep.
was something that was drastically needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you and your guys did an amazing job. Absolutely did.
And then other than that, it's been with the storms we've had, nothing horrible, but a lot of trees down, and other than that, just routine maintenance and mow trimming, potholing. and we got Nineveh Road.
Look at that
finally done.
road.
I'm all for it.
Did you all have to go out during the storms over the weekend with the flooding and stuff?
No, we went and checked a couple things, but we didn't have any problems
Well,
really.
good. That's great news. That's great news. Alrighty, what questions we have from Mr. Dees on the road department update? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I just can't lay enough praise on the road department, not only at the county, but at the state level. All the work that you guys have done connected together to take care of safety for our roads, because there's a lot of road miles here, and we talk about that routinely. I also want to thank the work that you all have done with the contractors who've been out paving roads all across the county. I've recently had some paved in my district, and it has made a world of difference for people. So I truly just want to say that all of those partnerships and collaborations that we have, they are a great thing, because all of the people that are working on these projects live here. So they hear about it at church, when they go to Kroger, all the places that they go, ball games. So it's great to see some positive things come back on that, so thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Squire Sebastian, and she's absolutely right. You know, the guys are doing a great job. I mean, everything we ask you to do, you do it amazingly. Those bridges, I was shocked how fast you all got them done. I went out there, the guys were smiling, they were having fun, they were cutting up, and that's really what it's about. And your connection, obviously, with the state, with Mike Mitchell and his team. I know you were out helping Squire Harrod and some stuff in his district, and he really appreciates it. So the connections are huge, and we just appreciate you and your team. So
And those guys are down to 6 people at the state road crew.
is that right?
So, I mean, it's.
So is that all of District 5 from Louisville to here? They only-
No, that's
No.
just at the Franklin County.
Okay, the Franklin County.
But you know, 6 guys, the roads are bigger than ours.
Yeah.
It just, 6 guys, it's hard to do anything.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead, Squire.
it's really hard for people to understand that.
It would be me.
It's also hard to understand we're in a district with 9 counties, Jefferson, Oldham, and Shelby, and included as part of that. Every county
We're on the
doesn't have
outskirts.
individual pieces of equipment any longer. So we have to wait our turn to get mow trim equipment, grade all. There's so many things we have to wait our turn to get. And it's really hard.
Yeah.
With all the rain and the growth right now, people are, we're hearing from a lot of our constituents. So some of them now, I've at least been able to, they understand it a little more clearly. But it's hard to do all that with 6 people. 6 people's a whole road crew. They can't do anything else. That's an entire crew of mowing right there.
Yeah.
Flagging, all that. So,
Squire Harris.
yeah.
I was just
Thank
gonna
you.
say thank you for the Rocky Branch Petersville Road. I was gonna thank the jail for sending the SAP-SOAR program out and helping y'all clean everything up. It looks really good.
That's just like what Sherry said. That was the jailer, us, and the state.
Yeah,
So it just
I mean,
works better when we
it
work
takes
together.
everybody.
Yeah,
I
but everybody's
appreciate it. I appreciate it
communicating.
very much.
Yeah. Eric, good. Squire Wisman.
I just thought that's a good point. Mr. Dees and I have talked about it several times. When you came on to the road department at the state, there were almost 25 to 30 people there, right? And we're down to 6 because of state cuts.
Yeah.
I just think it's something our community needs to know and needs to push forward, frankly, that we're not the only county. Every county around us used to have that kind of a staffing level to take care of our county roads, and we're down to minimal and a
Minimal.
preference for contracting, which doesn't necessarily mean that our roads get maintained in the levels that are necessary, so,
That's
especially
exactly
state
right.
roads. So we talk about a lot, the difference in county, city, and state roads, and why we're always waiting for things to happen. I've got a complaint right now that how long are we gonna wait on one of our roads? It's because we have to find a time when there's money for overtime to pull in 3 different counties worth of guys to spend overtime working on a project to get it done, instead of being able to do it in the regular course of operating, so.
Well, because like Mike, I worked there for 27 years. When he's either got to pick patching a few potholes, mow trimming, he don't have the option to do 2 things in one day. And if somebody calls in sick, it kind of shuts him almost down. 2 people call in sick, he can't do much at all.
He doesn't have a crew.
Yeah, and the constant storms we have to deal with anymore, it seems
Yep.
to be we're always in catch-up, so just something that, as we're all talking to our representatives and otherwise, something else to think
I
about.
think it'd be a
Push.
good thing to remember.
All right, Mike, thank you.
Yep,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
all.
All righty, next thing on our work session is administrative code review. So I think this is more kind of an update of where we are.
Hey, Judge.
Yes, sir.
The gentleman want to make a public comment, if that's appropriate.
Come on.
Oh, the welcome I feel for you.
Gets me right here. Sorry,
You zoned off back there, huh?
yeah, I thought I'm going to be here for something else. Might as well give you guys an update. For those of you who don't know, I'm Randy Newcomb. I'm the Director of Tourism for Frankfort. And just, if you haven't heard, they released the economic impact figures for Franklin County a couple of weeks ago. Just wanted to update you. We had a 6% increase in 2025 over 24 with $174.7 million. We rank 14th out of 120 counties in the Commonwealth. We're responsible for 1,283 jobs, $39.8 million of labor income, and $13.1 million in local and state taxes. In addition to that, some things I've talked to the judge about, I want to give you an update on what we're working with, specifically with Buffalo Trace. I have a meeting with them this Thursday, and we're going to go over some parking potential places for parking. I think we've got something that's going to be very agreeable, as well as a shuttle service. I've gotten with a company to bring in and gotten a good price on offering a shuttle for 8 hours a day from Buffalo Trace to downtown. My ultimate goal, and I've told him, is of the 750,000 visitors to Buffalo Trace annually, I want to capture at least 10% or more of those and get them into Frankfort to spend money, instead of just going to the distillery and then heading out of town. I want them to do that. So we're looking at a shuttle service. We are doing a co-op marketing campaign specifically with Buffalo Trace this fall to the Cincinnati area. And it will be as far as I know, the first time Buffalo Trace has ever partnered with an individual city to do targeted tourism marketing. Also, I'm this close, Judge, I may have it, having a concierge put out at Buffalo Trace, which would be employed by tourism. When visitors come out of Buffalo Trace, the employee would guide them to attractions in Frankfort and Franklin County, just to get them to stay here. In addition, we've hired a PR company that starts tomorrow. We will be doing a 12-month PR campaign on Frankfort and Franklin County, as well as our new digital and print marketing that we're going to do. We're also going to be doing a Heart of Bourbon campaign. This will be a co-op campaign between Franklin County, Woodford County, and Anderson counties to promote as one group organization. We have committed $25,000 to that campaign this fall. Woodford has committed $25,000 as well, and Anderson will be telling us their commitment in the next few weeks. In addition, and I'm sure she will tell you more about it, but we've got a great exhibit coming to Franklin County, and our board is very excited, and hopefully we can help promote that exhibit at Josephine Sculpture Park. Melanie's done an outstanding job, and nothing like a $2.5 million exhibit to be housed in Franklin County. So I just wanted to give you those updates on what we have going on. So far, 2026 looks like it's going to be much better than 2025. So I hope our numbers continue to increase. So I'd be happy to answer any questions, and I will try to answer them without making anything up. Judge.
Randy, thank you. And before you step away, because you're going to stay for the sports.
Oh, yes, I'll be here.
But I also want to say thank you for working with the new sports commission. I think it's very refreshing that we're all working together for the same common purpose.
Look, my ultimate goal is to have the sports commission and Frankfort Tourism working at 100% and bringing, ultimately, I want to bring more people into the community, and visitors, when they come to Franklin County, could not tell you where any city lines are.
Yep.
They can't even tell you where county lines are. We get people coming to Frankfort. I had one today, came in the office, said, "We're here to visit your horse farms." I said, "Okay." And I sent them to our horse farms with a stop at Buffalo Trace and Jay Mattingly on the way, and Castle and Key. So they don't know where lines are, and so we're going to promote this area. We're going to get as many people as we can into Frankfort and Franklin County, because as the state capital, there's no excuse why we're not one of the top 10. And so my ultimate goal, and I talked to one of our ad reps today, and I said, you know, we seem to forget that we're the capital. We need to be proud of that. We need to promote it. I tell every legislator when I talk to them, this is your capital as well. You may be from Benton, Kentucky, and I mention that because I'm originally from Benton, Kentucky. It's like, but this is your home as well. Frankfort is your home as well, so you need to treat it that way. And so that's how we're going to do it with our marketing as well. We're not only going to be known for bourbon, art, history, and outdoors, but we're going to be known as the capital.
Good. So thank you very much. Squire Dykes has a hand up.
I just want to say thank you so much for your excitement. It makes me feel excited. I think it makes all of us feel excited, and I think the community needs to see that and hear that. So I appreciate you very much.
Oh, no, thank you. I've been in this industry since 1995, and so it's great to come to a community where everyone gets it. They understand the importance of tourism. I've been in places in the past that didn't get it. And so I'm very happy that you guys do, and looking forward to the partnership. And as far as Sports Commission, I'm available for whatever. You need help with your budgeting, marketing, advertising, whatever it may be. Like I said, I've done this a few times over the years, so I'm more than happy to help.
Squire Sebastian, you have a hand up.
I do. Thank you, Judge.
Yep.
Thank you for being with us. With July 4th rapidly approaching,
It is.
you want to talk to us a little bit about the 250th activities here in the community?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, you got the mic? I couldn't have laid it out any easier, my man.
Yeah, you did it. So Kicking everything off will be Friday with the Liberty Holler concert. It's going to be at Liberty Hall. That's Liberty Holler. It's going to start at 2 p.m. with concerts at Ward Oaks Amphitheater, as well as some vendors set up there. At 5 o'clock, after the first 3 bands perform, they will all transition over to the stage at the old Farmers Market property. We'll have 3 bands there, and there will be some speeches in between the bands. But that event's going to be going from 2 to 10. On Saturday, everything gets kicked off at Buffalo Trace with their, I think it's a
Great Buffalo Chase,
Great-
2.5.
2.5K, which is interesting. That's fine. But then the state has a great program all day at the old state capitol grounds, up until concerts that night and ending with the fireworks. So it's going to be a great weekend. We expect a lot of people. Luckily, the weather is going to be beautiful and cool. 98 degrees plus humidity. It's going to be perfect. But do not let that hinder you from coming out, especially at concerts. We're going to have cooling stations. We'll have the little mist tents and all that cool stuff. So I've even volunteered if they want to put a fire hose at the main stages. I will douse the crowd with it if they want me to. They haven't taken me up on that, but we'll do what we can. But we've got 2 great days full of events, and I think our events are going to be honestly better than any of the other cities in the Commonwealth, and I'll stand up to Cleo in Louisville and tell him that too. So,
All right, Randy, thank you.
thank you, Judge.
All
I
right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you, Yep. Alrighty, so next work session item, like I said, was administrative code review. So I want to thank Squire Tanner, Squire Sebastian, Max Comley. I mean, everybody has had a lot of input in this. Francis, HR. We've gone, I don't know how many meetings we've had. So Squire Tanner, Squire Sebastian, you want to comment on kind of where we are? Squire Tanner, you want to talk a little bit about kind of where we are with the process?
Well, I will, and then I'll defer to Squire Sebastian, but we have worked on it for nearly a year. We've covered it very many times. Every section of the code has been reviewed, and suggestions to make it better and bring it up to 2026. I think that very soon it'll be forthcoming for some more review, but it's had quite a bit of work on it, and Squire Sebastian can go further with that.
All right, thank you, Squire Tanner. Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. So the process for the administrative code started back first year of the term. We are 3+ years into reviewing the administrative code. There have been more than 40 meetings about it. There have been a number of hands in it. It was halted when we were in transition for some staff positions here, and that kind of abbreviated some of the work that we were doing at the time. Small hiatus there, but we got back to work. The court has seen the main body and approved the main body of the administrative code. What remains is the personnel section. It is the largest section of the administrative code and really needed to stand on its own for the breadth and the depth of the information that was in there. We've had a flurry of meetings trying to get that ready for this body ASAP, and we should have that out to you either at the next meeting of the court or I'll just say in the month of July. In the month of July, the court will be seeing what remains to be reviewed for the first and second reading, which is the personnel section of the code. And so I feel certain that Squire Tanner and myself and Judge, as members of the committee, were happy to answer anything that you may have in the general scheme of things, maybe before you see that. You know, in the past, we've gotten it out to the body certainly well ahead of time for you to take a look at both parts of that, just so that you have a sense of where things were going. Wasn't for comment, it was just so you had an understanding of it. So when you come in here and you're trying to read over 100 pages of things, that you have a level of understanding so that so that you feel confident in what we're discussing and confident on what we're moving forward for the county and the staff. And that's really what we're focusing on right now. So thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. And I want to remind the court, I mean, the last time this was really created was 20 or so years ago. It's been a long time, and so I think what made it really difficult was, you know, over the last 20 years, people adding to it, taking it away, adding, taking away, and so then, you know, Max had a lot of work too, because a lot of things didn't exist anymore when it came down to KRS and different things. So I'm very appreciative of the committee, Francis, everybody, and like Squire Sebastian said, there's a lot of people that worked on it, department heads, everybody. So yes, we'll get that to you soon. Does anybody have any questions in sort of a work session that you want to ask to the committee? Like I said, you should hopefully get it the next, month. All
So
right.
just a process about, if we can, how are we going to go about reviewing that? So in the past, there was, directive to send comments to the committee, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure this thing is out in the public, that the public has a copy of it, our employees have a copy, and that we come together and review, or is the intent to have a special meeting or put that into one of our work sessions?
Haven't
that we
thought
have?
about it. Let me talk to Francis about that. I mean, regardless, I think the way I would do it is everyone would get it, have plenty of time to review it, and then whenever we do meet, we'll hit the areas that have some concerns or questions, I mean, I'd rather not go line item by line item, but, as you all are looking through it, if you see something that you question or you want to add to or take away from, I think, probably that's what we'll do. So
Okay.
we'll let you know, what we're gonna do there. Okay, is that okay, Squire? Alrighty, seeing no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the judge's report. On the first, we had the ribbon cutting in the Benson Valley Bourbon Tasting down on St. Clair Mall. Very, very nice event, and I appreciate them investing more into Frankfurt. So as you all know, they have a distillery out in the county, and Russ has decided to open up a tasting room down here, and he's been doing a lot of live music, and he's really trying to get things going on in downtown. So we appreciate Russ and his team for their investment in Frankfurt. I was very, very happy to speak at the Thornhills graduation. So with the GED program, they actually had 67 graduates this year, which is amazing. I think if everybody really thinks about that. And that's just at Thornhill, and that's in addition to, what the Jailer Hopper's doing. So, that puts rough numbers around 100 probably for this year in Franklin County, which is just phenomenal that people are, and it was all types of people, young, old. I mean, it was just great, different stories from everybody. So I appreciate Thornhill and everybody working together on that. On the 13th, the Simon House had their second annual Bourbon Ball Gala at the Ashbrook. I was unable to attend, but I did hear it went very, very well, and it's a beautiful setting, so that was a great evening. 6th through the 18th, most of y'all were there at the Griffin Gate for the Judge Association, Magistrate Association conference for continuing education, so that was a great event. On the 17th, the Grand Theater did a season teaser. As you all know, and I appreciate the court stepping up and, helping them with their request when Bill came in here, about a year ago, to extend his bond a little bit. His bond will still be paid off, but they were able to borrow against it and put all new chairs, lighting, sound, signage. They basically gutted the place and revitalized it. So very proud to be part of that. On the 16th, we also had the SAPSOR graduates at the regional jail, and so very appreciative of Jayla Hopper and her team for everything they do there. I believe there was 12 SAP and 5 SOR.
Yes, sir.
Yep, so that's an amazing program you all know all about. It's very nice that we're helping people that have had bad times and are at a bad place, but they're coming out of there with skills and talents that they can either take back to our community or the community that they came from. So that's very, very nice. 19th, we all had off for Juneteenth, and we recognize that holiday. So appreciate everything that happened on that day and brought awareness to Juneteenth. On the 20th was the King Center 30th year celebration at First United Methodist Church. King Center does some amazing things for our kids here, mostly in the city, but can't say enough good things about the King Center. And for them to go 30 years as a nonprofit is pretty damn impressive, because that's not normal. So we appreciate everybody that helps sponsor and shows them that we do care. On the 22nd, the We have a new 4-H agent. His name is Joe Dempsey, and we appreciate him being on board now. So he is out there with our UK Extension office out there right next to our Lakeview Park. So we welcome Joe to the community, and sounds like he's going to be a big addition that we can use. On the 23rd, I went and spoke at the Better Life Adult Healthcare grand opening. It was on Comanche Trail. Super nice couple who opened it up. Came out of Louisville, have been in the field for a long time, and just saw the need and did some research and noticed that Franklin County doesn't have much support for adult daycare during the day, so they opened up, and we wish them well. On the 23rd, I did a nice interview with Eddie at the State Journal. Kind of brought him up to speed of where the new park is and some things that were going on there, so I appreciate Eddie. 24th, did my monthly plant board taping. Went very well. Appreciate the plant board, everything they do for us, and it's a great way to get things that are going on in the county out to everybody that's watching that. On the 22nd was the NAACP Freedom Fund celebration at First United Methodist Church. Great celebration. I know Sheriff Depp was able to speak there, so appreciate everything there. I added something on here because this just happened yesterday. Was Squire Dykus and I had a meeting with our affordable housing consultant at Winterwood for our property down on Home Street. So as you all know, we all authorized to buy another piece of property down there. Yesterday morning, I signed the papers on that. They were very happy to see that because they didn't have room for like a playground for kids. So that little lot that we purchased, he was so excited because there's only so much room down there. So by the time you get traffic in and out with emergency vehicles and the actual building, but it's very nice. They've already gone through the first phase of KHC for the application. It's all designed. He is going to be with us, he being Mike Hines with Winterwood, will be with us on the 29th, July 29th, and he's going to bring a couple team members, and he's going to present during the work session to kind of bring everybody up to speed of where they are with our affordable housing project. Also last week, I had an executive meeting for Bluegrass Ad, and Squire Tanner had asked to go with me, so I took him with me. And I'm going to let Squire Tanner kind of give a recap maybe of, I'm not putting you on the spot too bad, I hope, but I thought it was a really good meeting, and you asked a lot of questions, and we had a lot of good conversation that day.
Well, thank you, and I was honored to get to go, and I learned a lot about what they were doing and bringing me up to date. I've been around a long time, but it's a lot of changes, a lot of water on the dam as long as I've been. But anyway, a couple of things they brought up and talked about, I think is comes to the front plate here. One of them is they did a policy on artificial intelligence, AI, and how they were going to control it and how the uses were and the prohibited uses and training and et cetera. And I think that this court is going to have to look at that in the future because it's there and it's not going to go away. That's just one of the things that we need to look at. And the other thing was the aging report, which to me, it has a very important, not it's all important, but anyway, just for example, Franklin County, I looked down to it, Franklin County had 113 clients, and this is in the activity center, 113 people. They only had 2 on the waiting list. They served 2,187 meals. This is through May. For example, Fayette, which is right up above it, I don't know why this discrepancy is. They only had 71 clients and 73 on the waiting list. So I don't know how they come up with that number, which is hard for me to actually believe that if that county was that big. But you can go back to Clark County, and they got units of services 48 and a half, and they got 9 clients and 6 people on the waiting list. It's amazing how great Franklin County is doing according to the report from Bluegrass Ad. And these numbers right here, I'll be glad to share them with you. Maybe I'm misinterpreting them, but I think the big factor is where Franklin County did 2,187 meals and Fayette County did 1,440. That's a huge discrepancy, and it's a real positive for this county. it can mean only two things. One of them, we got a bunch of old people living here, or we do a great job, one of the two.
Yeah.
But that's my report.
One other thing to add to that, and I tell people this all the time, is in the Bluegrass ad, there's 19 counties, we're the only one that sends fresh meals.
Yes.
Freshly cooked hot meals. Everyone else is taking frozen meals, so I'm
Here's one more point I want to make. The Bluegrass ad, the dues are based on population, but anyway, it's the second lowest in the state of Kentucky, the Bluegrass ad at 19.5 cents, I think. So I guess the other, I don't know who the other one was, they didn't say. They just talked about how much benefits we're getting bang for the buck. And there were reports all everywhere, but this is the two I wanted to bring up.
Thank you, Squire. Appreciate you going that day and showing interest. Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I also want to thank Squire Tanner. He has a wealth of information and knowledge and experience, and having that as part of this court to go to meetings like that with 19 other counties and bring that back here is really important for us, and we value that very much. So thank you for being able to do that for us and stand up for Franklin County with your experience and expertise. Thank you very much.
It's easy to stand up for Franklin County.
I tell Squire Tanner all the time, he's forgot more than I know.
I forgot more than I know.
Great to have it working for us.
No, absolutely.
Every day.
You're exactly right. Alrighty, that's the end of my judge's report. So we're going to keep moving now. Approval of minutes from our regular meeting of June 10th, 2026. Questions, concerns, comments? Alrighty, seeing none. The next is the jail. Hey, Captain. Go ahead, Laura. Come on. How are you doing? Good, good, good. This is for pest control.
Yes, so this is just a renewal to your contract for rails pest control. And so cost-wise, there was no change for the jail or for the building. It's
Okay.
the same.
Alrighty. Anybody have any questions on that agenda item? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Just a quick one. For the commissary, does that come out of the overall budget, or does that come out of the?
It comes out of the commissary.
That's what I thought.
Yes, it does. They
Just for everybody to be clear.
Yes,
Yep.
and so I did kind of specify that a little bit on the abstract sheet. So they are billed separately.
Yep. Just want to make sure everybody understands that. Thank you all very much for pointing that out. Thank you.
All right, Laura, you doing the next one too?
I am.
All right.
All right, so the next one is also a 2-year contract renewal, and that is for our roadside MOU. And that is for the state work crews, is what that is.
Okay. Anything that stands out to anybody that you want to ask Laura or Jayla Hopper while they're here with us? It's a great program, and appreciate the state working with us. Alrighty. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Thank you. Stay safe. Jake, say anything, Jayla?
My shoes are muddy. I was trying to stay out of the camera view.
I don't think they're going to shoot your shoes on camera. I hope not.
I hope not to.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Kind of an
Have a good
awkward
evening.
moment right here that we're just kind of talking during the meeting, but you know.
Do you want to hear how my shoes got muddy?
No, I think we'll talk later, I guess. Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Alrighty. That was a little awkward. So next we have, oh, look who's here.
Is this 2 meetings in a row for him?
I think he misses us, Court. I think he misses us. I think the truth is coming out. Could you please announce who you are so everybody knows you?
Yes, sir. I'm Scotty Tracy. I'm with the Franklin County Sports Tourism Commission.
Thank you for being with us tonight.
You're welcome, sir. What about Executive Director Randy Newcomb and all his names?
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, Scotty, you brought a budget before us. I know you made a couple changes. Anything you want to talk about to the court?
Yeah, and again, before we get started, I want to apologize for the last one you all got because there were some clerical errors on that. That's on me. That's on no one else. So the budget you all have in front of you today was amended and has been approved by the board. I will say that the fiscal year 27 Sports Commission budget has been reviewed by the county's great treasurer that has confidence in this budget, which we appreciate. I would say she blessed it, but don't want to go too far.
Let's not go too far.
Yeah, don't want to go too far.
That might help
She's
you.
usually not in here during this part of the meeting, but she knew you were presenting, so yeah, she's watching you.
And I'm not sure if you all know what it cost me. So, any questions? Fire away. I didn't get any emails, so I can take it that you all don't have any questions?
All right, let's open up for questions. Do we have any questions? And I just want to make sure everybody realizes, and Randy, we really appreciate you being here and the things you said, because, you know, in the past, things haven't always been the way we'd hoped they'd be. And I know the Sports Commission is new, and new is scary for a lot of people, especially our community who doesn't know. And so I think one of the things that this shows is that tourism and the Sports Commission are two separate boards, but they're working hand in hand. You all go to each other's meetings, you talk, you're here to support him during his budget. So I think that speaks volumes. So is there anything you want to say, just since you're up there?
Well, whatever's happened in the past, that's before I even came to Frankfurt.
Yep.
So I don't even worry about that. I'm just taking it from the day I got here going forward. I have great optimism for the sports complex and the sports commission. It can do great things for this community. I've seen what is done for other communities. And so I want it to be 100% a success. Anything we can do to help make that become a reality, we're going to do it. Because it does no good if our organizations are not working together. We're not going to progress any farther than we are now if we're bickering back and forth. So we need to work together. And Scotty, you're doing an outstanding job, and the board is. And so I'm here to lend support. Whatever you need at the Sports Commission, you got 100% from me. Because if you're successful, Frankfurt's successful, Franklin County's successful, and Visit Frankfurt's going to be successful. And so this agreement we're going to work out, I think is going to be beneficial to both of us. And it's going to help us continue to promote not only the stuff in Frankfurt, but all of Franklin County. Because a lot of the stuff I promote is not within the downtown city limits of Frankfurt. And so we've got to keep promoting that stuff. One of the major ones is sitting right back here. And they came to our board at the last board meeting and asked for something, and we're 100% on board to do it on a 5-year agreement. And so I want to continue stuff like that, and it's partnerships that are going to allow us to do it. It's also going to allow me to get people, when talking about sporting events, to pull them from Owensboro,
Yeah.
from Paducah, which I've still got a house back there, but I'd much rather have sporting events here in Paducah. So it's going to help me get those events to come here, those sporting events. And so I'm looking forward to what we have in store over the next several years, not just with softball, but the other interesting sports you have brought in, which I'm very pleased with, by the way. And I'm looking forward to what the partnership holds.
Well, and I think that just kind of reiterates that we're all in this together. And so even, let's say people come to the sports complex for softball, you know they're coming downtown, they're going to eat, they're going to shop, they're going to stay in hotels. So to your statement earlier that nobody really cares or knows where city and county lines are, you know, we're doing this for the betterment of the community in a nutshell.
We did branding several years ago when I was director of Kentucky Lake, and we found that the farther from the center of your location you get, it gets more positive the farther away. The more intertwined in the center of it, you start picking things apart.
Yeah.
And so I've always taken the mindset of a tourist when I go into any community. I look for the good in everything. And if I can partner with the sports complex and we can work together to bring people into Franklin County, it's going to benefit all of us, because we get a 20, 30 team tournament coming to the sports complex. Where are they going to stay?
Yep.
They're not staying in Woodford County. They're not staying in Anderson County. They're not going to stay much in Shelby County. The majority of them are going to stay in Franklin County. And so I fully expect once the sports complex gets completed, I fully expect an increase in hotel rooms in the future, as well as with the development of the conference center. I expect even more. So I want all this stuff to come. I want the sports complex, I want the conference center, I want the riverfront revitalization, I want the natatorium aquatic center, I want all of it.
Yep.
because it's gonna do nothing but benefit Franklin County as a whole.
Yep, perfect. Squardikis.
I want to agree with all of that. I think it's beautiful. I love all these people getting along so well. As a therapist, that makes me happy. But I also...
You don't know me well.
Okay. You can come see me or call me later. I wanted to thank Scotty, though, because he reached out to us and invited us to come to these meetings. And so we can learn more and be more involved. And I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Squire Harrod.
I just want to say thank you for your forward thinking and your positive thinking. I've been a travel parent for years. I've seen firsthand what it can do for a community, and I think we're the next big stop on the map. So, and I also want to say I didn't take time to email Scotty. I just picked the phone up and called him, and he answered twice. So it's out there. If you need to know something, you want to know something, all you got to do is call him. He'll tell you about it. So thank you, both of you all, for coming. We appreciate it.
Alrighty, any questions for Scotty on the budget that he has turned in for this year? Alrighty, thank you guys for being here, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next I believe our health department's with us tonight. Are y'all back there flipping coins for who's gonna go?
Good afternoon, my name is Leah Aubrey. I'm the nurse administrator in the medical clinic at Franklin County Health Department.
I'm Amber Mathers, the clinic support supervisor.
And we're here to answer any questions that you all might have about the contract renewal for us as the health department to provide preventative health services to county employees. And as in past years, the bulk of that, those billed services are for the firefighter physicals.
Those firefighters. Just real quick for anybody watching, because we have this in front of us, did much change on here as far as the fees and stuff for this year?
Some of the vaccines, which in the past the county really hasn't done, some of those have changed just because of our cost. And actually, the over 40 firefighter physicals actually went down $10. So.
Okay. What questions do we have for these ladies that are with us tonight? I don't know what you're laughing at, but okay.
Hey, it's the first time I've heard getting older is cheaper. So I'm hanging on that.
I was going to say something. Do we not have any over 40 anymore? Is that why they went down?
Just hanging on that.
I had to be careful what I was going to say. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Any questions?
I have a question, but it's really not related to the contract. I noticed on here the polio vaccine is listed at $80 a dose. I thought that was eradicated and there was no more need for a polio vaccine.
We need to keep immunizing against polio to keep it eradicated.
Thank you.
Well, I believe you're right, and that's fine with me.
Ladies, thank you very much.
I stood in line at the cafeteria with everybody else in town when they first started giving them the salt vaccine, and I guess that's what they still use.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate everything you do to keep our community safe also. Alrighty, next, Melanie, I know she came up before. Come on, hop on up here just because you're here. What questions, concerns, comments do we have for Melanie on this? This is the same agreement that we approved last year with the partnership between Franklin County Parks, basically, and Josephine Sculpture Park. And I know you and Mike Dees have worked hand in hand to kind of keep track of when they're out there doing stuff, because that was one of the things that we had talked about as a court. Does anybody have any questions for Melanie on this agreement, since she is with us? Squire,
Just one, Judge. On the duration of the agreement, I thought we'd initially set up a 5-year total, or was it 6? Because it's...
My understanding was 5.
So we have that it's an agreement for an additional 5 in here. I think it should be a 4.
Oh, okay.
Is the only thing
That's
to my
because it
memory
was basically the same from last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed that.
Kim, can you change that on there?
The only thing that I thought probably should be
Thank
changed,
you.
but I couldn't remember for sure.
Yeah, that's a good catch, Squire. Make a note here. Anything else on this agenda item while we're on it? Melanie, thank you. Keep
Great. Thank you all.
doing great things.
Thank you all. Same to you.
This is a big one. Come on up there, Mr. Kendall. A couple of these. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, all right.
Doing well. So
You're
please,
busy.
please state your name for everybody watching in TV
I'm
land.
Charlie Kendall. I am the board coordinator for the Franklin County Agency for Substance Abuse Policy. I have two memoranda of understanding to ask your approval of tonight, both of which involve opioid abatement dollars that have come to the county. One of which was through the grant that this is the third year that ASAP and Just Say Yes and Wanda Joyce have applied, and we were successful in receiving $750,000 spread over 2 years. They've gone to a 2-year funding cycle now. And this was the grant that originally I was here 2 years ago that allowed us to fund through the county attorney, the community engagement specialist. And I'm sure that Max feels the same way that we do with how smart we were to do that. It has paid tremendous dividends to this community, particularly to the young, and that was one of our goals. As I had for the last 2 years, I have paid for that position and its benefits totally through the opioid funds, state opioid abatement funds that I receive. And I warned you last year that that was going to end, and I'm here to tell you that I told you the truth. When we applied this year, we were told to cut back 25% on our positions, on our funding for positions, to encourage sustainability within the community. We did that, and then they came back and said, we've got a lot of people that want a lot of money, and we're going to ask you to cut back another 25%, and we did that. So I'm here today for the memorandum of understanding between Fiscal Court and ASAP, and what we were able to do is to give $45,000 for that position in this fiscal year. The second fiscal year that I have this grant for, there are $0. So this is the last of this funding that I will have available for this, and it'll be for this fiscal year. So, are there any questions about that particular MOU?
Max, you want to say anything? Charlie kind of laid some stuff out there.
If I could, actually brought Ashley in just so she could give the court a little snippet, and I can tell you it's going to be just a little snippet because everything that she actually does for our office in the community, it is a lot. It is a lot, weekends, nights, and everything else. So if she could just give you all a little snippet of what this money goes for.
Yeah. So I'm actually the outreach coordinator. I did this from June 2025 to June 2026. I have worked with 169 individuals total by myself. It was a lot, but it was really good success. Right now I have 93 and 93 that I'm working with total, 52 adults and 41 juveniles. Those referrals come through the school, court, the sheriff's office, and social services. Usually, sometimes community, like Wanda Joyce or a therapist may refer someone to me for some help, but most of my referrals come from there. And so the things I do with like district court are I monitor people's compliance with their treatment or their classes, and if it's not working, we figure out, is it transportation? Is it you don't like this therapist? Is it this rehab isn't working? And we kind of go from there to make sure they stay on the right track. And with the kids, which is kind of like my big focus with the violence prevention and intervention, I get those referrals from juvenile court, the school, and DCBS, and I meet with their parents, I meet with the teens, I meet with the schools, and we kind of come up with game plans, identify any barriers, get them into productive activities outside of, being in the streets causing trouble. We partnered with Just Say Yes to get some yes cards for juvenile court. We only gave out 6, but we're going to keep doing that. Because I've had more interest in kids that are seeing the other kids going to the doo-wop shop or playing sports, things like that. So we are going to continue doing that and hopefully give out some more of that, those yes cards. And then with that also, we started last June, OMAC, Operation Making a Change, which is through juvenile court and DCBS. It's for our like high-risk kids, the ones who either have, you know, high-risk charges, violent charges, or they are at a high risk to offend. We have had 37 graduates in that year, and only 3 of them have reoffended, which is good. And we have had 3 come back as mentors and continue, not court ordered, not ordered by DCBS to come. They just come because they like it. We're expecting a couple more out of this class. We just graduated some yesterday. But some successes, I'll say, from the kids that I've worked with. Like I said, we've had 3 come back. I had 1 graduate high school early. She was one that I had in juvenile court, and then OMAC, she graduated high school early, and we got her enrolled in college. We helped her with all of her financial aid and all that, and she is still enrolled at BCTC a year later almost. We had 1 graduate high school early that Charlie reminded me of. She was a very rough, and she had a lot of challenges. She was still in cars all the time, and I was like, I'm never going to get, you know, through with her. But she ended up continuing to come to OMAC. She wanted to be at Thornhill all the time, doing like in the garden, in the parenting, we had painting classes. She wanted to be there all the time, and we actually got her a job at a culinary place, which is the career field she wants to be in, and she's been on the straight and narrow, and that's been great. We've had truancy rates are down. We had 1 that was missing school for, I think it was over 3 months, and we started working with him, and we kind of got his barriers figured out. The school was really great with him, and we got him a yes card to the doo-wop shop, and the rest is history. He's been great since he actually came and played the guitar at his last court date, and so that was really cool. But we've had 3 gain employment while they're in OMAC, and we've had 3 go from the academy, which is alternative school, back to their home school for good behavior and good grades, and that's just from, you know, us working with them in OMAC. I started and facilitated a violence prevention class at the academy this year, and we started small because we were only the 2nd county in the state to have this program for high schoolers. We're going to do it for each kid at the academy next year, but I had 5 graduates, and it went really well. It was a gun violence prevention class. And I plan on my future plans. We're still going to do some summer outreach, and I'm partnering with the schools to identify some of our homeschool kids that might need a little help, because those are the ones that kind of fall off everyone's radar because you don't see them. We're meeting on that before school starts. I'm meeting with one Lexington, they're a violence prevention group in Lexington, and kind of going to see how they do their outreach and what we can bring here. And just kind of going to continue to do more violence prevention outreach and keep working with kids.
Ashley, thank you. Squire Dacus.
Okay, so y'all know I love Ashley. Like, that's no secret. I've gotten to watch her grow up, and I'm going to tell you that this position is the most important thing we can do. That is my firm belief. The second thing I'm going to tell you is she is so good at it because she helps kids find their gifts. She just does. She helps them find what they're good at, what they love. She gives them a path forward, and that's all kids usually need. Mm-hmm. It's what they need, but there's nobody out there to do that with them, and she is doing a brilliant job of it. So thank you so much from the entire county for working with these kids. It's really important.
Anything, Squire?
Actually, I wonder if you could just kind of take a step back to like we created this position, and there were some questions in the community about what are we doing, what was the purpose. Like, could you talk a little bit about the original purpose? You know, it was sort of meant as someone to be a diversionary opportunity the first time kids or anybody comes into court to provide them other options.
Yeah, I mean, it still is.
Go ahead and promote it a little bit for yourself, if you will, to people that may not know about the program. Why are we doing this?
Are you talking about OMAC?
Just everything that your position is.
Yeah, if you're talking about OMAC for the diversion for like the first time offenders, instead of, you know, in juvenile court, there's not a whole lot, Max can tell you, there's not a whole lot you can do. Write an apology letter. Okay, you're going to come, you know, they're going to come back. You're not identifying any barriers. You're not figuring out why this kid keeps reoffending. Is it a home situation? Is it they need therapy? Is it, there's so many different barriers with these kids. And then, I get to sit down with them, with their parents, with the school, and identify these, and it builds them like a support system. And, having only 3 reoffend is phenomenal, because that's, 3 out of 41 that right now aren't on the right path, but the rest of them are, their truancy rates are down, behavior at the schools are down, they're going back to their home schools. But then also with the outreach position with the adults I work with in district court, it's also identifying barriers of why can't you make it to your drug test? Why can't you make it to here? And if it's a babysitter, if it's, gas, if it's transportation, and we figure out ways. There's so many resources in the community that some people just don't know about. And so they have my card, and we talk, we communicate, okay, this is how this person can get you here. Here's this number. And then, they either do or they don't. They're adults. But a lot of the times they just don't know these resources. So.
Awesome. I think it's incredible. It's exactly, in my mind, what the opioid funds were created to do. We're able to divert and interject at the same time to meet people where they are in one-on-one, to get them back sort of as, I don't want to say productive members of society, but sort of, right? So thank you.
Trying to, prevent them from going down that path. That's what this is, all about. And the sheriff's office, I don't know if that's here, but they've been great too. They will, if they get out with any juveniles, they usually call me, like, is there something I should know? Like, is this kid going through something? Is their family, which has been such a big help. We have so many kids in OMAC that are like, I was kind of scared of the police because they've, arrested my parents and blah, blah, but now, you've talked to them, I've talked to you. They come to OMAC graduation. Sergeant Ray at the sheriff's office, he's meeting with one of our kids in OMAC because he wants to be in the Marines, and Sergeant Ray was in the Marines, and, they've bridged that gap, and so it's great.
I like to say a lot to kids I've worked with in the past, they only know what they know, right? You only have the perspective of what your family knows. And to open eyes to other opportunities and other resources changes the entire world. So thanks. Judge, just question, if I can, when we get to the budget information, if I can ask. Or if you had some comments before I ask about numbers.
Go ahead and ask.
I'm just wondering, well, within here, Charlie, you said 26, you want to contribute the 45,000 in 26, but we have it split up in 2 years. I'm just wondering what the.
That's how I get my money from the state.
Okay, so you intend to provide it in those
Yeah.
ways? I wanted to make sure we.
They give it to me in July, the end of July, 1st of August, so I'm going to write a check to Amy, or to the fiscal court, for 25, and then I don't get another check until I file a report at the end of December, so my next check from the state will be sometime in February, so I'll give it the second half then.
There's just a zero missing, Judge, there's $20 instead of 20,000
Yeah, I see that.
in the thing, so, yeah. I'm wondering, I don't remember what the line item budget initially for this position was. Is that enough? Do we need to set aside funds for 26, 27? Obviously, we need to for 27 and beyond out of our opioid funds, unless something comes available, which I doubt the state's going to go the other direction with funding.
It's been
But-
budgeted, the amount that we need has been budgeted for this
Fully.
new, yeah.
26 inch today. F1 26 inch today.
It's the 27.
It's for the new.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said
Yeah.
26. so-
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been,
It's in the budget.
it's in the budget.
Yeah.
Just wanted to verify. Thanks.
Oh, Squire Sebastian, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Right.
No, it's fine. Thank you. I just want to make sure I understand what KOAAC is, because it's not really spelled out. So it's Kentucky Opioid Abuse Abatement.
No, abatement.
Okay. Kentucky Opioid Abatement.
Commission.
There's 2 A's in there. Do we know what that means?
Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission.
Thank you. Advisory Commission, thank you.
3B.
They are the grantors.
Yeah.
It's in the Attorney General's office.
Perfect. I just couldn't find that in here, and I just wanted to make
Oh, it's
sure I
hard to
understood what it is. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All righty, Charlie, thank you very much. This is, as I think we all realize, it's an important position. We really appreciate you working with us and our county attorney's office to help fund this. So now the next thing is, it's a big deal also. So let's talk about this.
As you all will remember, when the opioid abatement funds came to the cities and the counties, Franklin County was one of the very first to establish a task force. And we met weekly for a while, then monthly, and then we've continued to meet on an ongoing basis. And in the beginning, it was very clear that transportation was one of those issues that just would not go away. And at the time, one of the first decisions that you all made was to create an MOU between yourselves and Bluegrass Community Action Partnership. Squire Dykus and Janet Gates, who was with Fresh Start at the time, and Megan Morrow, who was with Elkhorn Middle, negotiated that memorandum of agreement. And it was specifically for youth who were undergoing some sort of mental health emergency or that needed to get to treatment and couldn't do it, grandma didn't drive, or whatever the situation might be. And so that memorandum of agreement was approved by you and has been in force all this time. The issue of transportation continued to be a topic of great conversation, and most of the organizations that work in this field well, let me just give you an example to illustrate my point. L. Travis, who is the executive director of Yes Arts, also is the youth director at the Christian Church. And so on Monday evenings, she drives a bus. She drives a church bus in order to pick up people from Fresh Start, the ladies that were going through transitional housing at Fresh Start, to bring them down to Yes Arts to go through some of their program. And it was highly successful, but here was a woman with 2 jobs driving a bus in order to meet transportation needs. So the issue continued to permeate the community. In early March, the judge convened a meeting with Jason Monroe from the city, Mike Feldman, Traditional Bank, who's on the board of Bluegrass, Troy Roberts, executive director, Amy Snow, Indu Yaveri, and myself. We had a very rousing conversation, and we had a list. We brought a list. These are the things that we think we need to do. And Troy kept looking at them and saying, I think we can do this. I think we can. And I was a little surprised, to be honest with you, because I was worried when somebody's a little bit too agreeable here to some of the things that we were trying to get done. And then, of course, the city has city transit, and they are in the process of trying to figure out, should they extend their times past 6 p.m.? Should they extend their routes? So the discussion was very robust. The way we left it was an understanding that whatever we came up with, the city and the county would participate equally in that financial solution, but more importantly, that we as the agencies, we refer ourselves as the Opioid Alliance, needed to figure out what it is that we needed. So we went away, we planned, we convened, we had 2 or 3 different meetings among ourselves, and it's real hard for lay people to sit down and plan bus routes. It is just real hard. We knew what we had. We knew we had 30 kids that needed to get from Hickory Hills down to the Boys and Girls Club. We knew that they had to get there between this hour, and then they need to get back. We knew that. We also knew that there were people coming down East Main that needed to go to Yes Arts on Monday evenings and then on certain other times. We knew that maybe the Recovery Cafe was going to be circulating some people in long-term recovery that needed to stop at Walmart for food or needed to go to a doctor's appointment or needed to do X, Y. We knew those things. And so we kept trying to get very specific. And at one point we had a discussion amongst ourselves, do we need to become a transportation hub? Do we need to we said no. They're already doing this. Yeah. So we met with Troy and we met with the staff. And we said, Troy, you guys are already doing this, help us. So from that discussion then comes this memorandum of agreement. And this memorandum of agreement is only now for BGCAP, the Bluegrass Transit Partnership. And what it does, we have erred on the side of you're not going to see on Tuesday we're going to do this in this agreement. This agreement takes all of those of us that are in the alliance and makes us responsible for communicating to Bluegrass CAP, BG CAP, what our needs are. We have in mind about 4 to 5 different routes, and we're gonna sit down with him and go through those. But as we do, on a Monday night, there may be 10 kids, the one week, and the next week, there may be 15. Depending upon whether or not one of Joyce can get bus monitors or do certain things. So it's a lot of variables. So what we've worked out here is a very flexible arrangement, both on behalf of BGCAP as well as our Alliance members, to allow us to plan with him. On this time, this is what we need, and we're only gonna need this now for a month, because the next month we're gonna shift and do something else, but the money's there. So what we're asking you in this agreement is for $75,000 as your share of the transportation costs for a fiscal year. We're asking the same of the city, and we're also going to be talking, I'm talking to Jason next week, and he's seen a copy of this, and so that will roll out as we move forward. We're also going to be talking to the city transit system, because there's some things that this will not cover that we'd like to extend. We've got a treatment facility on the other side of 64, for example. The bus route will be extended to the paddocks. We would like to maybe go another little bit to get to one of the treatment facilities on the other side of 64. So we've got some city transit things to discuss, but this is specifically and only then for BGCAP.
Charlie, I just want to say thank you. I know it's been a long journey, and I've been bugging you to get something, but the court's also been asking, what are we doing? What are we going to do? And so what they've taught us is that in the 4 pillars, the number one thing that floats to the top of the list every time is transit. And so I just want to let everybody know, this is hopefully first phase. They're trying to get the kids figured out, so Ashley has less customers. But ultimately, there's still a lot of people out there that are single mothers that are trying to get home from a job. There's a bunch of different scenarios that hopefully once they get this figured out and we feel like we're really good at it, then we might expand it a little bit more for some more needs. So we kind of took mostly kids, the majority of what they need, and that's what they've designed around. So just to let you all know, there probably is more coming, and I can't thank BGCAP enough for stepping up. Like I said, when we were in that meeting and Troy sat there and he said, "So what we do, not a big deal." We felt a lot better leaving that meeting because we didn't know where to start. But to Charlie's point, the city is talking about extending some routes out in the county and other places to kind of help facilitate some things. So it's a community effort.
So what we added, this started as the original MOU that you had approved 2 years ago. Sections A, B, and C talk about moving youth to emergency transportation for mental health and all those sorts of stuff. What we have then added is sections D, E, F, and G, which talk about youth programming, recovery-related transportation, court-ordered transportation, and so on. Those are the new ones. And then once I submitted this, Belinda, and I'm forever in her debt, suggested that I add some provisions which are on the very last page, having to do with requirements that CAECO recommends in any of these agreements involving opioid funds, which states that if the Bluegrass will only use these funds for purposes sufficient to meet the opioid standards, that if they fail to do that, then they must turn those funds back. And then she's also given me all the authorized attestations that I've already sent to Troy for him to sign, which I think CAECO has recommended as well.
So one other thing, I'm gonna add real quick for Squire Sebastian, I see you. One other thing that came out of that conversation is Bluegrass BGCAP also offered, since they're updating their entire fleet, that if we had some things that people that needed to be picked up, moved around, and if we had the personnel, that they would lease us a van for $1 a year to use on our own that we could staff. So there's a bunch of different things being talked about right now, but I think to Charlie's point, the more we can use the people who do this every day and get paid for it, we're a lot better off, because they're going to show up. As much as we love volunteers, there might be a day they don't show up, and that's what these kids don't need, is to not have the bus show up. So Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I just want to point out just a minor correction we need to put in this. In item D on page 2, D lowercase b, transportation shall originate within Franklin County, including Franklin Regional Hospital. That really needs to be Frankfurt Regional Medical Center, I believe. Thank you.
Squire Wiseman.
Judge, Charlie, I just wanted to express overtly here, because I didn't see it stated completely. I know it's a silly question. But this encompasses the entirety of Franklin County, right? This would provide transportation to a resident in the far northern region, southern region, anywhere in the county. So, and we'll provide, and we're sort of giving a sales pitch in case anybody's listening, right? I usually try to clarify for I know the questions I'm going to get from, residents out in the far edge of the county.
Yes, absolutely.
I love seeing the adult mental health treatment transportation as well, really near and dear. But this will include transportation within an hour of Frankfurt, so that includes treatment in Lexington and Louisville effectively, right?
Yeah, that's
and then treatment back. So just anytime we can expressly, overtly say things to the community that here's a solution.
Yes, and I think that was in the original language that Square Heights put in.
I remember.
Because we know that for some of the youth and the adults, treatment is not available here. You've got to go to Lexington or Louisville to get it, and we didn't want there to be a barrier.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, any other questions for Charlie on this? And Charlie, thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been a big deal.
Yeah.
You know the village behind me, so. You're cutting me off or cutting me
Andrew, did he break it? Does that mean his time's up?
It's not working.
We could
do is use a hook, Mr. Man.
He's used to the shepherd hook. Remember back in the show back in the day, Charlie?
Yeah, sing me off here, Andrew.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next, I believe we have Carrie with us tonight, and we have Belinda. So Carrie jumped up. So, Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
She can help you if you want. So, whatever.
My name is Carrie Lowry. I'm the director of Franklin County Humane Society, and we provide low-cost and no-cost spay neuter services to animals owned by members of the community. If you live in Franklin County and you have a cat, those services are entirely free, and that is in part because of the grant that we are asking for permission to apply for on behalf of the Fiscal Court. This year, the maximum amount we can ask for is $3,000. It is a matching grant. Franklin County Humane Society provides that match. So that's it would eventually be $6,000, which would provide services for 112 cats in our community. We did 1,221 cats in the last fiscal year, spay neuter services. So that's yeah. Kelly. Yeah, that's kind of how we feel about it. Those are just community-owned cats. That does not include the 115 community cats that live free in the community, feral cats. So, and all of those animals, in addition to those spay neuter services, receive vaccinations, also free of charge, rabies vaccination. So that's, over 1,300 cats in the community that are vaccinated for rabies free of charge, as well as feline upper respiratory viruses. They are provided with flea and tick prevention as well, good for 30 days, especially important this time of year. We are still seeing a lot of ticks. And then we continue to offer, which this grant does not provide funds for, but also we continue to offer free spay neuter services for any dog, pit bull type dog in the community. Those packages also include vaccinations, flea and tick, as well as low-cost services, $95 for a female dog spay, $85 for a male dog neuter. Again, those packages include vaccinations, flea and tick. In the last fiscal year, we have provided just under 2,500 rabies vaccinations for animals in the community through our spay-neuter program, as well as our community vaccination clinics, which right now we're conducting twice a year. So the value of that alone is, well, for us, $7,500 at least. Franklin County Humane Society spends about $120,000 of its annual budget just on community spay-neuter. So this grant is very important to us and helps us continue that mission and grow it, which we have done in our new facility.
Speaking of the new facility, as you were sitting there talking about it, I was thinking about all the conversations we had years ago about where can we set up a place? We don't have anywhere to do spade and neuter, and they're going in abandoned buildings and anywhere you could just to make it happen. And that's what reminded me when you were talking about all this. I was
The
like,
old
oh,
health
Lord.
department on Dance Creek with no air conditioning, and, you know, we rented, we did the barn.
You're at
Lincoln
Davenport's
Park,
area,
we did
yeah.
Davenport's, we did underneath Mortensen, what was Mortensen Family Dental on 127.
Yeah.
We've been all over town doing spay-neuter. It's really nice to have it in one place. But it has been a mission of this organization for well over 30 years now. I can't even, I wish I had the ability to put my hands on the data from prior to 2015 is when we really started keeping good data. But it's tens of thousands of animals in our community that we provided spay-neuter. And in our new facility, we are also able to offer at a very low cost to our neighbors, Anderson County, Shelby County, Owen County, Woodford County. It doesn't matter where you live. We've had people bring cats from as far away as Nelson County to avail themselves of that program, because access to care in the state of Kentucky is, we're pretty low on that totem pole. So we're pretty proud of what we're doing, and we're going to continue to do it and do it to the best of our ability. And I thought you were just going to say something about the building, but we're in heaven down there in our little holler. And we love our new neighbors, and we're getting more solar arrays, and so hopefully that building will stand there for decades.
Yeah. All right, any questions for Carrie on this grant? Carlos?
Carrie, you didn't mention how many total dogs and cats that money had done for this county this last year. 515 dogs, 738 cats.
So
total.
the grant that we received last year, which ended up being $1,250, and then we matched that with another $1,250, did 86 cats. 172 cats, 192 cats with the combined totals. And we filed that report with the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, the Spay-Neuter Advisory Board, Animal Control Board, and Advisory Board actually. And a copy of that gets sent to you all as well. We also received funding. It's channeled through Bluegrass Ad, but it comes from the Joni Bernard Foundation and Team Shelter, which is a small grant that helps augment this, but the cost to us is about $120,000.
Bartender.
Yes, I have a question about the results from having this program. I know you've seen a reduction in the incoming feral cats, especially cats, but can you put a number on how many less there are now than they were several years ago before the program?
What I can do is quantify it in terms of how we manage cats in the community. We used to do anywhere from 10 to 12 just TNR, trap, neuter, return clinics a year, and we were averaging anywhere from 30 to 45 cats at a clinic. We do not have that need now, so we're probably doing 10 clinics a year, and last year we did 115 TNR cats. The other way that this grant impacts us is that of the of the 1,221 cats we did that were owned by somebody in our community, 741 of those, or I'm sorry, of the 1,200 cats we did total, 740 of those were owned by members of the community. 6 years ago, before we started this program, we did 315 for community-owned animals, and our intake numbers were double what they are now. So what this does is it allows us to intervene with people in the community and their cats before they bring us just boatloads of kittens, right? And so when we're able to provide this service, it allows us to serve the community in a way that is meeting them where they are, right? They don't have to give up their cat. They don't have to give up all these kittens. Yes, it's kitten season. Yes, is Boxo kitten showing up almost every day right now? It is. But 10 years ago, we were taking in 1,400 cats a year. We've cut that number in half. And it is because of spay-neuter. It is the only way that communities are going to get themselves out of this mass population of free-roaming cats. Because people, unfortunately, think that cats can just live outside, and they shouldn't. But for the ones that do, that aren't tame, that aren't social, that in and of itself should not be a death sentence. And so this program allows us to meet those needs before it becomes a crisis in the community. I mean, we used to get calls about colonies of 20, 30, 40 cats. Our very first TNR was at the Taco Bell on Versailles Road, and they did 55 cats. That was back when we drove the old bus around, and they loaded that bus up with traps. We had to go to Woodford County to do that. We don't get those calls anymore. We get nuisance calls. The animal control officer, Richard Sanford, gets nuisance calls about cats, but they are very small pockets of cats. We do not have a mass colony issue in Franklin County anymore because of our spay-neuter policies.
Pretty much.
Carrie, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything you and your team does.
We love our jobs.
All right, next I believe Belinda's gonna come up and I'm just gonna do a little fixing there.
No, that's okay. We can do with one.
Sorry, Squires. He stepped on the wire.
Mr. Peabody Sherman over here.
That's old school there.
Yeah.
That's old school there. All right, she's green, she's lit. Nice work, Mr. Tippett.
Thank you.
Way to hit it on the fly. Belinda, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. So you have a couple things for us.
I do. The first, this is to authorize the selection of ERS Wireless, the scope of work and agreement for an access control system for elementary schools in the Franklin County School System. In October of last year, Fiscal Court accepted a federal COPS School Violence Prevention Program grant for $233,584 in federal funds to be used for the purchase and installation of access control equipment. The required match for the grant is $77,861 and will be paid by Franklin County Schools, bringing the total available funding to $311,445. An RFP for vendors was advertised on May 27th. ERS Wireless and Waltz Business Solutions submitted proposals. A selection committee met and chose ERS Wireless as the preferred vendor. You all should have received earlier today an updated agreement from ERS. And on page 19, it shows the cost of the system at $307,593.72. And Stella Pollard was kind enough to join us this afternoon to answer any questions you might have about the system or any technical
Stella,
questions.
since you're here, you want to come forward real quick, and can you just, like, in a quick little snippet, tell everybody who you are since you're with us, and kind of what this will do?
Absolutely, thank you. First of all, my name's Stella Pollard, Director of Technology for Franklin County Schools, and it's quite the honor to have such a big job. Every single day I walk into my schools and I look for ways to keep our kids safe. And this has been one of our checklist items for Jeff Abrams and myself since we both stepped into our current roles, and it's an honor to be able to do it. So what this item will do is allow teachers, staff members to have key cards to badge into the doors instead of having a manual key. We know that if you have a manual key and you lose it, that's terrible because people know what those keys are for, especially if it has your name tag with it and everything. But this will just let the staff members have a card that they can beep into the doors. It'll unlock it. But also, as you all know, we have an ever-growing need for special needs populations. What this will also do is if a student or somebody unauthorized opens a door, it'll make an alarm go off. So all of the staff members around will be able to hear it. And it also integrates well into our security cameras, which if you've talked to Jeff Abrams before recently, then you know that he's a big fan. And also I think our sheriff's department loves them as well. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much what this is. It's a blessing to be able to find money to be able to do it and not burden our taxpayer dollars. But it's something important that we definitely need.
Perfect. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, Stella.
Thank you.
All right, any questions for Belinda or Stella Squire?
Just to, if you want to step up and make me.
Oh, sorry.
I'm wondering,
I should have left you up there.
One for both of you, really, but there's a 5-year subscription, right, in contract with this, and I'm wondering about plans for thereafter. Is there a thought that this grant will continue and be available in the future, or is the school district going to eat the cost of maintenance after the 5 years?
We'll eat the cost of the maintenance after the 5 years. Right now, we're currently paying for other schools to have door access control, but you can't put a dollar price on student safety. So it's a priority for us.
And then both of you maybe, but Belinda, I'm assuming, I just wanted to say technically here, the schools match the $77,000. Is that going to come, it will have to come flow through us. They'll have to contribute that to the court since we were awarded this,
The way
right?
it will work, and I did verify this with the federal project manager, is we will be invoiced and then we will file for reimbursement. When we go to get reimbursed, we will also invoice the school system.
Okay.
They will pay us, and then we'll get reimbursed by the federal government.
So I imagined that was going to necessitate some finagling later. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Squire Blackburn.
Stella, good to see you today.
Good to see you.
Are they doing this at the high schools or middle schools?
We already have a door access control at the high and middle schools. Not at CTC. We need to get one at CTC, but that is on the radar to do.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. I won't forget about you, I promise.
Okay.
Any other questions on this agenda item? Alrighty. And then obviously the next one. Go ahead, Belinda.
So this is a memorandum of understanding between Fiscal Court and the Franklin County Schools regarding the roles and responsibilities of each party in the execution of the COPS SVPP grant. It specifically acknowledges that Franklin County Schools are responsible for the required local match and any additional costs beyond the grant, and that Fiscal Court is responsible for the administration of the grant. And we'd already established this, but I think it just felt like a little bit tidier just to go ahead and get this.
Yeah, I know Mr. Kopp, when they went for the federal grant, he wrote a big piece of paper, about it and said everything, but we just thought it'd be cleaner legality-wise than if we had an agreement, just that laid it out, because that's what we're used to. Any questions for Belinda on this item? Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next, authorization to approve order of allowance for the Board of Assessments Appeals. Anybody have any questions on this agenda item? I think everyone pretty much has it in front of us. Alrighty, next, Max, I have your name next to this one.
Next item is are the subleases for the Crown Victims Advocate, County Attorney, and Commonwealth's Attorney in the courthouse, same rate as the previous year.
Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I just wanted to ask, in light of the flood, in light of not being able to fully utilize the facility at the courthouse throughout the year, what allowances, if any, have been made or discussed or?
What we did with that was we worked with AOC and did a proration of the lease payments during the period of time in which those offices were closed down in the courthouse.
Just good for our community to be reminded when this number comes before us again.
Correct. We were able to work with AOC and arrived at a number, and everybody agreed on it.
Yeah. Yep. Anything else for Squire Wisman?
Just one. Mr. County Attorney, I've asked before, but maybe I just want to clarify. If I remember right, there is a Franklin County Public Properties Corporation, if that's right, that the courthouse is held under legally.
Correct.
But this is with Franklin County government. I just want to make sure we don't need to reference that entity in any way in the lease at all, because it's between the two entities. And
that was just created in order to get as far as the bond funding for it.
Yeah.
So, no.
Okay, thanks. Just want to verify.
Alrighty, next agenda item. Not sure if Greg's coming out, but
He's out there.
and I mean, it's fine. It's pretty cut and dry what it is, but
Questions?
Greggy, actually, on our sheet.
oh, is it Greggy?
Greggy. On our sheet.
How you doing, buddy?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. I walked in earlier and I said, left-handed thumb wrestle? And he just looked at me and I said, all right, maybe that's too early.
No, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, good. So what do you have before us?
This is the Tahoe.
Tahoe, yep.
We were gracious to receive this from the fire department, but it's kind of outlived its life. It still runs and drives.
Yep.
We're gonna put it on good deals and see what we can get from it, but, you know, we also received something from the sheriff's office for Christie to be able to drive.
Yep.
It's a nicer vehicle, so we're just grateful for it, all that, so.
Very appreciative that you and the sheriff's department worked that all out, and she's in a pretty nice truck now, and she can haul the ladies around.
Yeah,
and,
they like it. Well,
yeah.
it also has a working AC. So
That's helpful right now.
especially on a day like today, you know,
Yeah,
we're able
yeah.
to use that.
All right, any questions for Greg on this, putting it on Gov
I
Deals?
think he has something else to do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, you know, wasn't involved with any grants or anything like that,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's good to go.
Sorry, I thought you were done. I apologize. Alrighty, let's move on. Do you have another one here for pest control for the county buildings?
I don't have any objection. I think they're doing a good job. I think this is just like a formality more than anything. Just renewing the contract.
And this is a budgeted item?
Yes.
And the local business company.
Local business. Any, Squire Wisman?
Judge, I was just wondering what, if anybody knows, the last time we put this to bid. I don't recall ever doing it since I've been here.
Well, I think, so they bought Little Hawk out. When Little Hawk was going out of business, so they bought that out.
And finish the
So
contract.
we haven't, since I've been here, we haven't put it out to bid, but, I mean, they, as far as I know, I haven't had any complaints from anyone, you know. I think they do a pretty good job. I think they're fair on price, but, you know, if that's something that the court's willing to do.
Squire Sebastian?
Thank you, Judge. The universe of local pest control businesses has gotten smaller.
Yeah.
Moore's Frankfurt Pest Control,
Yeah.
Little Hawk, you know, the owners passed away, both of them.
Yeah.
So, and Burrell bought that. So we're still in the universe of using a local business to support county government.
And we're looking at another 24 months at the same rates. That's pretty.
Exactly.
Pretty good deal.
And when chemicals are going up.
Yeah, and I think they do a pretty good job. I don't go like to the other buildings, but down here, you know, I'll walk with them, we address everything that we need, and then also if anyone has any issues going on. So they're pretty good about, you know, once a month making sure we're taken care of.
Perfect, thank you. Squad
Just-
Painter, do you have your
just-
hand
I
up?
do, but he,
Sorry, I thought you were talking.
no, go ahead. I just have a question on what, I'm trying to understand exactly. It says other services are offered but are not included in the general pest control
Well,
plan.
so general pest control is like spraying for, the normal bugs and stuff, but like, if you have like, let's say, God forbid, a bed bug issue or a termite issue.
Rat
or,
traps.
Something that's out of that scope, that's not a normal spray would handle, that's not included, and that's standard, and any pest control company will tell you that.
So it doesn't cover mosquitoes, fleas, bed bugs, wood destroying insects, flying or stinging insects, which
So, yes.
it don't cover wasp control or bees.
No, but
Rats or more of these insects or services are needed, you can get them extra.
Yes, it can be, it's a service that's provided, but that's any, pest control company that you go with. The general spray is just, it goes around and it sprays the buildings to prevent like ants and, small insects from coming in and stuff. It doesn't, it doesn't cover the majority of it, but in that, when you're doing your general spray, you would, like, if you had those issues, you could bring it up at that point and stuff.
Have you ever had to ask him for any of these that are not covered?
We have had, when we sold out there at Duckers, we had some stuff we took care of, and then over at the courthouse, we've had problems with hornets, but they, I'll be honest with you, they just addressed it a little bit for us too, without actually charging us. So.
Well, that kind of covers some of the things I want to know. I mean, it
That's
seems to
general-
be like there's a lot of things on here they don't cover, they should, but that's not my.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure they would if we want to add to that monthly,
You can change
yearly
your
rate.
we could probably change the contract up and it would, do that, but, those are specific, incidents, so that's why it's not in a general spray. Like, you're not gonna have a wasp nest here and then, but you may have one out the fire department or something. It's just, it's something that you're not gonna see, so it's just stuff like that, or a mouse problem, or a termite issue.
It's more likely the fire
Yeah.
departments bring in fleas or bed bugs. or
Yeah,
something
it's
that
gonna
we have to
be
deal
a
with.
specific location.
Hold on a minute.
Shots fired.
It'll be a specific location that those issues would be addressed, and that's why.
Not from their own homes.
Again, that would be any pest control service. In my line of work, I've always had to, deal with the pest control vendors, and I've dealt with from Terminex to OPC to I can't think of Orchid. And their general sprays are all the same like that, and everything else is normally an extra cost. So, but that's
Sounds like nail soup to me.
probably is.
All right, any other questions for Greg on this agenda item?
I'll just state, I remember this coming back, that this group had acquired another company. I really think we should do a bid every time. We've got a pre-existing relationship, and that's maybe fine for this one, but we probably should next go around.
All righty, all good.
Thank you. Y'all have a good
All right, thank you, Greg. Have a good evening. All right, and next, now you're gonna go around.
Yes, I got questions.
Oh. So, this is, first reading and approval ordinance creating chapter 31 of the Franklin County Code ordinances establishing a code enforcement board for Franklin County, Kentucky. So this is something, committee's worked on for a while, in addition to Max, in addition to our planning and zoning department. So, Max, go ahead and lay it out for us.
This is a code enforcement board made up of 3 members with 2 alternates. This was written by Tina and worked through with administrative services, and I had a little help in it, so I don't know if anybody's got any questions.
Questions for Max or any of us who are with?
Just one, the way that something was phrased in 31.04, appointment of members, line item H, I think it is, no member of the board may hold any elected office or appointed office, whether paid or unpaid, or any position of employment within the county of Franklin. I know that means the county offices, but the way it reads to me seems to suggest that you could interpret it as you can't be employed in Franklin County at all and serve on this board. I just wanted to see if there's a way that we could clarify that a little bit better.
It says with the county, it didn't say in the county, does it?
With the county of Franklin. I don't know if that, it may suffice, but it just caught me as, that was the only thing I really caught on to.
I think if it said in as opposed to with, that may be an issue, but.
If you were fine with it, I just wanted to ask because it caught me up and I'll
We had changed that
continue to read
language.
it.
It was something else originally. We made some tweaks to that language to be able to make sure it was, we were talking about appointed positions, elected positions, or anything like that, so.
I'm just putting it on the point to clarify. If you're fine with it, I'm fine, but just wanted to, and it's just the first reading, right? So we have
Correct.
time to review anything else I need to read again for clarification, but
And most of the language that is in there is actually set forth in the statutes that are
what's this
referenced on the first page in the whereases. So if you want to start 65-8801, go to 65-8839, most of the language is just about word for word what's set forth in those statutes.
I did have one other thing, Judge, that
Go ahead.
I forgot. A 31.14 ordinance fine schedule. The bottom paragraph of that section says that the fine shall not exceed a maximum authorized by ordinance per violation per day, and the timeline shall not exceed 60 days. I didn't see where there was a maximum per day violation expense noted in this ordinance, and I'm wondering if it's referencing another
If you look at the fine
county
schedule,
ordinance.
so this is a provision, if you look, it says the fine schedule shall be a maximum penalty as follows. And then it has those three numbers set out. And that is only if the fine amount is not set forth in the actual ordinance itself. Some ordinance actually have
Yep.
grass cutting, I think is what, $50 or
Yes.
something like that. So if somebody gets a grass cutting violation, that's gonna be $50 for every time they go out and cut the grass. It's not gonna be the amounts that are set forth in there. And so, some of them have fines set forth in them, some of them don't. So if they don't, this just provides the maximum amount that can be levied.
Answers that.
Max, thank you. And admin services, thank you for working on this. This is a big deal, so. Alrighty. Next is board appointments. So the first one we have are the Sports Commission. The reason this is back to us so fast is because if you all remember when we created the Sports Commission, we had to layer everything. So, some of these have only been a year, I think. So we're trying to spread the terms out so everybody doesn't come up at the same time. So these are the names, these are people that are on there now. So that's what we have in front of you. So, any questions, concerns, comments? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I think there is a member on this board that resides out of Franklin County. I realize there is nothing, I think, that states that you have to be in Franklin County, but I know this body has talked about multiple times having individuals outside of our community sit on boards that decide what happens in Franklin County. So I'm just bringing that up because the companion question to that is how many applicants, I typically ask this, how many applicants did we have for the Sports Commission, and is there someone from Franklin County that fits the category that is certainly willing to serve? Because we don't see those, so we don't know.
I didn't have any other ones for the Sports Commission, and I mean, I need y'all's help too. I mean, we ask people all the time to fill applications out, and I don't know why we can't get more people involved. You're right, Squire, like, there's 53,000 people in this community, and we're always out talking to people about how important it is to fill applications out to be on boards. So these are the ones, I didn't have any other people come before us, these applications that we had. I did consult with Scotty that was here earlier about some of these, issues.
I would agree.
And he didn't disagree, but he did say that one individual is one of the most upbeat persons and hasn't missed a meeting, and, you know, it's hard to find good people to serve on boards, you know, and so,
And she's already served for a year, correct?
just a year.
Just a
yeah.
year.
But we're trying to space these out
No, I
to
get it.
2-3 years from here, yeah.
Companion question, because for some reason, I'm trying to remember if this person was employed here in Franklin County
Yep.
previously. So my question, where that's going to lead to, is this person employed in Franklin County now?
I don't believe anymore. She was when she started and just recently took a job in Lexington, so I do know that.
Well, I will be challenged
Okay.
by that set of circumstances for this. We've talked about multiple times having someone from Franklin County and not, you know, I clearly need to be more vigilant on the sports commission. And I will do that
Yeah.
starting right now.
Squire Dacus.
I agree. I would prefer to have somebody from Franklin County. However, being on lots of boards throughout my life, I would prefer to have someone who's going to be active. And evidently, this person is very active. And so I think the more important piece is that they attend meetings and do things that matter. So I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah, no, this is all good conversation. I'm not disagreeing with either of you. I mean, you're both right, you know, Squire Wisman.
Judge, I'd be kind of inclined to agree. It'd be one thing if somebody held a position of leadership or something in our community and was engaged, but living outside of a community and employed outside of our community, I can't really support at this point, even if they have been actively involved. I mean, this entity is new. It needs to have lots of tentacles in the community.
Yep.
It's administering a significant amount of money that is kind of wide open about how that's going to function in the future, and really setting a precedent now that's going to last for decades.
Yep.
So I really think there needs to be some accountability in the leadership of that board. So I would,
Okay.
yeah. But I did want to also ask, one of the appointments was laid on our desk. Maybe it was late being uploaded, but I saw it. I didn't know if something had changed because we got a paper copy that was important or not.
No, I think what it was is it was kind of incomplete because he was assuming we could go off his last one. And so the clerk just wanted him to have it all fresh on one application to be up to date.
Okay.
So that's what that is. Squire Harris.
I could see both sides of the coin on this, but, you know, having somebody from outside the community that is willing to spend their time and come to our community to help a new organization out and maybe give some broader thoughts on it, I'm not totally against it.
Okay. It's all a good conversation. Like I said, I don't think anybody's wrong in this conversation. So it's go ahead, Squire. Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
How long is this appointment for?
Microphone.
I'm sorry, I thought it was on.
No,
I
it's
apologize
okay.
again.
And then they said,
What is, it doesn't
One of
say
them for the
that,
year,
what,
I don't know
is
about
this a 3-year term or a 1-year term again? What is this?
No, they should be spread
This
out
should
like
be a-
2 to 3 years. Yeah.
So I'm just trying, again,
Can
I'm
you
asking,
remember?
what is the,
Yeah, I thought that was
Term.
on there.
I have it on there for,
1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
I have it on there for a 1-year term.
this is what,
No, it needs
Because
to
this bill was when, I shouldn't have said that, but
Yeah.
when one of the persons was on here, I mean, he was at the groundbreaking, and now he's back up again.
Yeah,
So-
no, they should be more than that. These aren't year appointments. These are, I'm gonna have to go back and look at the KRS.
okay, well, our paperwork does say that this appointment is for 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'll be very active in finding someone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Judge, is there any
After I
reason to
vote no.
hold maybe one of these then, if there are, we advertised all 3 of them as a single year.
Sorry.
We advertised all 3 of these as a single year. Is there a need to hold one of these that's supposed to be appointed for 2 years or something then?
No, these shouldn't be singles. They should, I don't have.
They are
KRS.
all that.
Yeah,
I know, but they shouldn't be. These should be.
we meet again.
I thought we were
next
starting on
week.
3 year. I think it starts
Then-
3 years after it gets set up. It was very specific in that KRS how it was set up. But after that year, I'm thinking they go 3, so then it overlaps.
We meet again next week, right? If you want
They
to
won't
wait
leave
to
it
correct
fire,
that.
so there won't be anybody on the commission.
I can look at
There
the
will be
KRS
people on
in
the
closed
commission.
session.
Yeah, if we could do that, and then we'll circle back as far as what they should be, because they should be at least 2 to 3 years, I think.
So are we gonna set all these aside today?
Well, I think she can have the answer before we get into voting session.
Okay,
That's
great.
okay. Yeah, because I don't know when their next meeting is, and then if they don't have anybody for a quorum, I mean, that's gonna cause a problem for them. I don't know when their next
But it
meeting
wouldn't
is.
be one of them.
Is that okay with the court, or y'all want to do something different? I mean,
Let's see what we come up with in close. Let's see what you come up with.
Same question for the next appointment for the planning commission. It's also a year, if we could verify. That was a question.
they should be longer than a year.
I believe that one's supposed to be.
That was filling a resigned position.
Oh, okay.
It was just filling the,
You're right on that one. We had somebody resign because he switched boards, and so they're just filling the rest of his term out.
Question on that too. I'd like to know the resignation date of Mr. Mills, if we have that.
I did, I'll pull it out.
As far as Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. So, the person that's, how many applicants did we have for the planning commission?
For the planning commission, I only had one other. I have one other in the file right now.
So you had, there were 2 applicants,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So the person's name who has been brought forth, and to your point earlier, we have 53,000 people in this community.
Yep,
And this person already sits on a county board.
correct.
I brought that issue up, I think when Scar Tanner, that name was, his name was brought to us
Yep,
about sitting on multiple boards. I just think there are, while we have a passionate person here who is extremely qualified for service on many boards, I will not just say these 2, many boards.
absolutely.
I think the opportunity to have another name brought to us, because we all know, working, sitting on multiple boards, we probably all do it. We come in here and we work in other things, and then we sit on boards, and every night of the week we're gone. But I think there's some great people out there, and I really think if it came down to it, perhaps if we're maybe holding this, maybe we could check and see between the 2 boards where the greater level of passion is between those 2 boards. And then perhaps if it is not with this board, maybe another name could be brought forth to us.
And I'm fine with that. You know,
Potentially
it's-
offer that, because
For me, I had 2 in front of me, and I bring the one that I think is the
Absolutely.
higher candidate, and that's what I present to you all.
Not disagreeing,
Yeah.
because this person is, I wish I'd known how to ask at Mass the other
Yep.
night. But, I mean, this is a very well qualified person to sit on any board we have in the county.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, so we don't have anything in the code that says, I'm just asking. I'm
No,
asking
we
the
don't.
court,
No.
that you can't serve on more than one.
And I don't think we
board.
should, to be honest. I think some skill sets lend themselves perfectly to overlapping opportunities, and if you have the time, and particularly folks that are retired professionals that can serve in multiple perspectives. We're all, like we said, we're always begging people to serve on boards, and anyone that's willing to lend their expertise in multiple areas, I'm for it.
Well, as a person who has served on 2 different boards at the same time, it would be hard for me to make a case against it. So as long as we haven't addressed that in the code, and we have not, so that, as Squire Bushman pointed out, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot just over technicality.
And if I can particularly judge, this one was an option before. I was arguing for them over another one. This person has floodplain management experience, which is critical right now. And at the moment, we have no one on our planning commission that has professional planning experience whatsoever. All are perfectly fine, but they're all citizens of the community, but no one has professional planning experience, and that is a critical need as we're doing code rewriting and doing some of our floodplain management and some other things I think is going to really benefit us. So I think this is a really good pick. I'm really excited actually about what they may be able to help us with.
Alrighty. Any other questions from any of the other ones that are before us? So I guess so we're gonna find out, we'll report back on the terms for the sports commission, just so we get those right. Okay, Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Sebastian.
Yes, can I ask another question in regard to a reappointment for the planning commission here? How many terms has this reappointment been?
We got two of them on there, right? I'm trying to catch up.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
So that'd be the
reappointment for the
gen-
planning commission is what I asked. Reappointment for the planning commission.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes, I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while. Been a while. So, but great interest, always there, wants to be involved, personally reached out to me, and just asked if he could continue serving, so that's why I brought it before y'all.
Judge, I'll say, I think that was an important one too. Of all of the members of that body, he is the most consistent showing up, and there has been problems with quorums for years. But Mr. Stewart's generally always there, so
Yep.
that's one of the most critical things, I think, with that body.
Okay, anything else on these appointments before I let our treasurer come up and? All right, so we'll circle back on the terms of the sports commission after closed, if that's okay with everybody. All righty, next agenda item is the second read and approval amendment number 5 to ordinance number 4-2025 related budget fiscal year 2025-2026. Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you. So this is budget amendment number 5 for the current fiscal year. I'm amending in revenues from the general fund, fire fund, and opioid fund in the amount of $789,000, bringing the budget to 74.7. If we look at it excluding capital expenses and federal projects, it increases by $762,000, bringing the total to $53 million. And this is the second reading. It has been approved by DLG.
Any questions for Amy on this agenda item? All righty, next.
Next is the revenue and expenses as of earlier today. Not final numbers for the fiscal year, but very, very close to being final.
Is that in a separate email?
Yes.
It's not uploaded to my. You get on every
I
device I have.
uploaded it. It should be there.
You sure showing? Well, JW is showing a black screen as usual.
Mine's delayed too.
Here we go.
Is it showing?
Your expense report?
I'm just gonna look at yours, just like Sharon work.
It doesn't turn right away.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll read it later. Thank you.
Kim, can we see next time if you need Andrew to help you to upload those? so that-
It's okay. It's all right. It really is okay. Everything's fine.
And it is unusual that you get these the day of.
Absolutely,
Just because
it's
it's
fine.
the last day of the year. That's why they're.
Tomorrow's Happy New Year.
That's right.
All right, any questions for Amy? Y'all need a couple more minutes to look over this?
I was just gonna ask Judge, is there anything you want to point out, Amy, because I didn't get to give it as much time as I usually do? Any, particularly end of year, any percentages that we either exceeded or didn't make? There were some that were like 50% that I was wondering, but they're minimal amounts.
Yeah.
So, was there anything? that
Some
stood
of
out?
our grants, capital projects, you're going to see those at a low because they're continuing on into the next fiscal year.
Yeah, the state federal
So-
grants was only 40%.
Yeah, nothing to be alarmed about. And I will have a full financial report, probably not the next, since we have such a quick turnaround for the next quarter. It'll probably be that second one. I'll give you a full report of the fiscal year.
Jail contract was only 36% collected.
We good to move on, Court?
Yep.
Yeah.
The next agenda item are the final budget transfers for the fiscal year, and this is just to align the individual line budgets with approved expenditures. And the transfers don't increase or decrease the fund budget, it's just moving from one expense line to another.
Any questions for Amy on this agenda item?
This is the final transfer,
Final budget transfers.
so it's gonna make all these line items basically zero or near zero.
No, the budget transfer is if there are any line items where the spending exceeds what was previously budgeted, it's putting money into those line items. But I think you're referring to the cash transfers, which is
Yeah.
this next agenda.
Next agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
He's running, he's
He
ready
is.
to go. He's
So-
Wait a minute, that's the one I was looking at. So-
Squire Wisman.
There's just two in here that I just wanted to verify, I believe are contingent upon actions of tonight.
You're right.
Is that just to say the KCDC request and land acquisition, am I right? That both of
Yes.
those
I went ahead and did the budget transfer should you vote to move forward with those, but even if you vote not to, it is simply a budget.
Sure.
It's not the expense.
All right, Court, we're good to move on? All right, Amy
And
next.
The final, this is the final cash transfer. I typically do these quarterly. And we are moving money into the road, jail, and capital improvement cash, and these are budgeted.
Are these questions, concerns, comments for Amy on this one? Amy, thank you.
Thank you.
It has been a heck of a year. We've gotten all kinds of things done, and we appreciate you helping guide us through everything that we have done and that we are doing. So thank you. Alrighty, next, I believe, is payment of claims. Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments for our clerk on payment of claims?
Judge?
Squire Wisman.
Just the same comment on here, I believe there was a couple of items that are contingent upon actions tonight.
Yep.
If those don't flow through, we'll strike them or vice versa, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay.
We just tried to figure the best way to do it,
Mhm.
seeing how this is the 11th hour on the last day, so.
Having to state it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anything else? Alrighty, authorization to go into closed session per KRS 61.8101 BC after deliberations of the future acquisition sale of real property by a public agency, but only when publicly will likely be affected the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by a public agency. Discussions are proposed of pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency. Discussions are hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are in closed session, please. Authorization to go into open session.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are in open session. Next agenda item is authorization to purchase property located at 112 Mary Todd Drive. Any thoughts, concerns, comments on that before us tonight? Alrighty. Next is authorization to approve a contribution to Develop Frankfurt for a property acquisition. Any thoughts, concerns, comments on that? Seeing none, we're going to move on. Authorization to hire a firefighter. Next agenda item is authorization to approve a memorandum agreement with Commonwealth of Kentucky for a member of the Franklin County Fire Department to deploy with the Kentucky Urban Search and Rescue Team. I believe Chief is here to educate us on that. How are you doing, Chief?
Doing well.
Good. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Yes, sir. So basically what this is, we have if you follow the Kentucky task force, basically the state of Kentucky has developed a rescue response team. They went through selection processes. Applicants, were just from varying departments all across the state. We had a member of the department who was selected to be on part of the team. So as part of this, it's just a contract they send out to all the departments. Anyone who's contributing with this, the department they work for, the entity they work for, has to sign this contract, and this allows us to get reimbursement. So if he ever gets deployed, there's certain parameters that have to be met, but when he gets deployed, we would get to be able to recover his, whatever his costs were. And if we have to cover his spot with overtime, those are allowable costs too, so.
Oh, that's good. It's a great program.
It's an awesome program. It allow him to open up for some great training opportunities too that, he can bring back to the department, so.
Okay.
Very beneficial all the way across the board.
Perfect. Have we done this before?
No, this is new. This is
Okay.
something new the state's come out with.
Well,
so.
good. I didn't remember this before. All righty, what questions do we have for Chief Brewer on this agreement? Max, have you looked over this?
Yes.
Everything's fine? Just making sure. Anything from everybody? Anybody?
I think it's great.
All righty. Chief, thank you. I appreciate it being here tonight. All right, the next is renaming the park located at 67 Buena Vista to Buena Vista Park. So this agenda item is up for conversation if anybody wants to talk about it. Anybody from our Squire Blackburn? Microphone, please, before I forget, or before you forget.
As you all know, I sit on the park committee along with Squire Dykes and the judge, and we purchased this property in 2022. So it's been years in our possession, and we've been dancing around it for a while. I think, there's been a lot of people reaching out from the community to me, maybe to some of you others, but I think the name change needs to happen with a historical significance. Yeah, you see local governments do things all the time, name streets after themselves and stuff like that, and I have no desire to do that.
Nor will we.
I think, and I don't want to speak for Squire Dykes, but I think we were in agreement, in the 1830s and 40s. Abraham Lincoln's father-in-law acquired that property through his second wife's family, and he built a house there and he named it Buena Vista. Now that house went through several hands, and it was finally raised in 1947, I believe, is when they tore it down. But the spring house, parts of it still remain, and part of the rock wall on the property. There are some other buildings as well that are no longer there, but I think it's a good view. I think it's a good name. It's been there. It's been called that. There's actually a historical marker that was put there in 1999. I can't think of a better name for it than Buena Vista.
Good deal. Thank you, Squire. Squire Dykes, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I completely agree with that, and we've talked about it several times, and I think this is the best way to go. It makes the most sense.
Okay, thank you. Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I just have a question because in our documents it says naming the park in connection with Buena Vista or Robert S. Todd. So why was the direction to go with Buena Vista versus Robert S. Todd? Park? I'm just asking, because he was the landowner, right?
Yeah, he was the landowner.
I'm just reading the stuff, so I'm just trying to understand it.
I took it as the original name was Great View in Spanish. That's why I figured they named it Buena Vista to begin with. So, you know, it's going to be.
Well,
a
I
park.
think the examples we have in here are like Leslie Morris Park was named after Leslie Morris.
No, I
because he was
understand
the
what you're
landowner.
saying.
So I'm just trying to make the logical leap for all the information we were given.
I think
One
of
over the other.
Yeah, I think one of the conversations in the park committee was not naming it after a person, you know what I mean?
Before it was Todd, it was Humphreys that owned it.
Yeah.
I mean, and after that, it was other people.
Yeah.
And it was referred to as the Todd Farm.
Yeah.
About 160 acres, 162 acres, something like that. But
Yeah, I had heard
just,
it called that before.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's the marker,
Yeah.
and I think it can get confusing. And I'm not a big naming thing after
Yeah.
people.
I'm with you on that.
We all know he had a daughter and she married a president or a man that became president, and that's great. But I think it's a great view. I think the name fits. You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about it. I've talked to a lot of folks about it. I just say it's the recommendation of the park committee.
Yep.
So it came as a unanimous recommendation to us. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Squire Wisdom.
Judge, I'll say a little bit if I can. Just, you know, I've already got the question, why not Duckers? And Duckers is another personal name. I don't like naming places after people. We own them. All of us own them from now into future generations, right? I'll completely agree with you. I've only done it once in my life, and I didn't really want to, but it was overruled on that one in naming something after somebody. I think public places belong to public people and should be named for higher ideas and things that we can all relate to that help tell a story. I like Buena Vista because it helps us tell a narrative that we don't claim very well about Lincoln visiting here and growing up here and being inspired by the local capital and some of the players that were here. Most of the Civil War, the players, and if we go into some of the depth of that, all got their start in Frankfurt. There's a deep amount of history there. But Duckers is actually you think of the animal, a duck.
Ducker Station. That's why it was called Duckers.
But it's actually
Train stop.
It's an
It was-
incorrect spelling of
yeah.
the person's name who was
Right.
originally there.
Drucker.
Right, and I think generally Buena Vista just helps us relate a story with some higher ideas that everyone can buy into and no one feels particularly accosted by history that can sometimes be a little ugly, right? So I think this is it went around through a lot of people throughout this community for a long time, right, for a couple of years, talking about what's fitting. And I think this is an apt name because it was the name of a farm and it has the significance it carries with the name. So.
All right, any other conversations about this agenda item? Alrighty, other business. Do we have any other business tonight? Oh, I'm sorry, Squire Sebastian.
It's all right, just real
If
quickly.
I missed you, I apologize.
No, thank you. Just want to, again, call everyone's attention that there will be the United States 250th birthday events this weekend.
Yep.
So please, you know, for folks who are looking for things to do, there are free things all over our community.
Absolutely.
To do. So please take advantage of that. Bring your family and enjoy what makes you American, what makes you a great Kentuckian, and what makes you love Franklin County.
Thank you for
Right
bringing
here
that up,
at home.
Squire. Thank you very much. Squire Wisman,
Do we have any answer about the Sports Commission appointments, Judge?
3 years.
All of them should be for 3?
Yes.
I
3 years.
had a KRS. You gave it, Kim?
We advertised for 1. Do we need to re-advertise those in any capacity, or can we make that change?
I'll see why we just can't make a change. It says right here, the commissioners shall be appointed a term of 3 years, provided that in making initial appointments appropriate, chief officer, executive officer, officers shall appoint 2 commissioners for 3 terms, 2 for 2 terms, 3 for 1 term, so. But then, yeah, subsequently appointments shall be for 3-year terms. Thank you.
I've changed it on my end. I can email it out
Max,
if y'all
is there any
prefer.
problem with that? No.
Judge, just related to
Go
that,
ahead.
if I can. And I realize the sports commission's getting up and going and just starting, and they just now got over the hurdle budget, and that was late, but again, we're still supposed to have a draft operating agreement between them and us and our parks, right? I'm just wondering if there's been any progress on creating anything that says how everybody's gonna operate and whose responsibilities are what, because they had $500,000 in that for staffing.
Yep.
And I don't know how I still don't have a clear picture about how that's gonna operate. You know, who's gonna be responsible for what components of the park maintenance and
Yep.
operations. I'm just wondering when that's gonna come to us to.
Let me,
I'd really like to
Squire
have that
Sebastian, do you
before
have any luck
budget,
with that?
As a matter of fact, I have something being sent to me, but I don't have
Okay,
it in my
we,
head.
Squire Sebastian went ahead and reached out to one of the other communities that already has a sports commission set up. So we're gonna get their draft, and then, we're gonna work on it. We just didn't wanna reinvent the wheel if there was already something out there. Yeah, okay. So I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I know you and I talked about it.
During this meeting, my phone's been
Oh, okay.
ringing. It closed, I looked
Okay.
at it, and he said, send it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it will be worked on.
I'm a little hesitant to approve a budget without an operating agreement, but I
Yep.
understand it.
Okay. All right, any other, shit, can't speak, other business tonight? Any other? All righty. Seeing none, we're gonna go into the voting session, and I'm gonna ask our clerk to call roll, please.
Squire Sebastian.
Here.
Squire Blackburn.
Present.
Squire Dykus.
Here.
Squire Harrod.
Here.
Squire Tanner.
Here.
Squire Wisman.
Present.
Judge Mueller.
Present. Thank you, clerk. Authorization for approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of June 10th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve an agreement with Borough Pest Control for the jail.
So moved.
Second. Come on, baby.
Everybody sleeping tonight.
Hey.
All those in favor say aye.
I'm on it.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of agreement with the Commonwealth of Kentucky and Franklin County Jail for roadside inmate work crews.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the Franklin County Sports Tourism Commission budget for fiscal year 2026-2027.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Judge, I'm gonna say nay, just contingent upon that operating agreement.
Okay, clerk, did you get that?
Yes.
Next agenda item, authorization to approve the Franklin County Health Department contract for preventative services for all county government employees, including firefighter physicals from July 1, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Did you get it, clerk?
Who's second?
Kelly.
Squire Dykus. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Franklin County Fiscal Court and Josephine Sculpture Park as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Franklin County Fiscal Court and Franklin County Agency for Substance Abuse Policy.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Franklin County Fiscal Court and Bluegrass Community Action Transit.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution authorizing the filing of an application to the Kentucky Department of Agriculture Animal Control Advisory Board for the spay-neuter grant on behalf of Franklin County Humane Society.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to award a bid to ERS Wireless Best Bidder for Cloud Managed Access Control System for the Franklin County Schools COPS SVPP grant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of understanding between the Franklin County Fiscal Court and the Franklin County Schools.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve order of allowance to the Board of Assessment Appeals.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve sublease agreements with Administrative Office of the Courts for the Commonwealth Attorneys, County Attorneys, Crime Victim Advocate Space, and the Courthouse/Judicial Center.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the vehicle surplus from the maintenance department.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve an agreement with Burl Pest Control for the county buildings.
Here to me. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. This is the first reading and approval of an ordinance creating Chapter 31 of the Franklin County Code of Ordinances establishing a code enforcement board for Franklin County, Kentucky. No vote at this time. Authorization to approve board reappointment of Ishmael Valdez to Franklin County Sports Tourism Commission with a term ending June 30th. What year is that then, clerk?
2029.
2029. Thank you. I didn't change it on there.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve board appointment for Allison Karen to Franklin County Sports Tourism Commission with a term ending June 30th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Was that?
And I will explain the
Yeah.
vote.
I should have already.
We've talked at this body a number of times about how we don't want other communities coming in and dictating to Franklin County how we do business. And while this person had worked in our community at one point, no longer is that the case. And now we're appointing him for a 3-year term to a board that's just getting off the ground and will establish a toehold of how we do things in economic development here. So while I think the desire is there for this person, and probably a very good person, it has nothing to do with that. It has logistical significance for me as a magistrate.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to change my vote to no.
Okay.
And my reasonings are the same as Squire Sebastian's.
Okay.
Which doesn't change the outcome.
No, it doesn't, but
Okay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a board appointment of Bobby Pelosi to the Franklin County Sports Tourism Commission with a term ending June 30th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve board reappointment of Charles Stewart to Franklin County Planning Commission with a term ending June 30th, 2030.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the board appointment of Mary Robinson to the Franklin County Planning Commission with a term ending June 30th, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Judge, I'm gonna abstain from this vote, and I am going to say why.
Okay.
This person is extremely qualified for service on any board. I think I brought that up earlier, on any board that we have. However, we have talked here about the number of people we have in our community and trying to make sure that we avail every member of our community of an opportunity to serve on a board. So by appointing someone who is already providing county service, which is a great thing, don't ever want to dissuade that. That offers less of an opportunity for someone else to serve. So I bring that up for that purpose. Not that this person is overly qualified to serve on any board here, and happy to have that.
Yep. Thank you very much. Alrighty, next, authorization to approve board of reappointment of Hank Schweigart to Farmdale Sanitation Board ending with term June 30th, 2030.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Second reading and approval of amendment number 5 to ordinance number 4-2025 relating to budget for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to receive treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve budget transfers for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve cash transfers for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Payment of claims. Is there a motion to deny any claim to be paid? No motion was made. Let the records reflect claims are to be paid. Authorization to purchase property located at 112 Mary Todd Drive.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a contribution to Develop Frankfurt for a property acquisition.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to hire Robert Oliver as a firefighter.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a memorandum of agreement with the Commonwealth of Kentucky for a member of the Franklin County Fire Department to deploy with the Kentucky Urban Search and Rescue Response Team.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve the renaming of the park located at 67 Buena Vista to Buena Vista Park.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, Squire Dykes, please. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Tanner's waving over there. He's just like, hey.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, we're dismissed. We're adjourned. Thank you, Court. Great meeting. Thank you, Kelly.